Hello, everybody. This is the one and only Lord Sice. I'm mad nice on any mic device. Believe that. And I would like to welcome everyone to the first Game of Thrones podcast. This is a podcast series that we will be doing following the Game of Thrones HBO television show. And we will delve slightly into the books, and maybe that will increase as time goes on. So for this first volume in our podcast series, we want to kind of talk about the coming events that we will be seeing this upcoming season, where we left off last season in Game of Thrones, in which we had Daenerys Stormborn making her way to King's Landing, if that is indeed where she is going. Many people believe that there will be stopping off points, of course. You have the fortress of, Dragonstone, where Stannis once held court. I believe there was some behind the scenes pictures of Dragonstone, and maybe perhaps they're holding court there for a while. Then you also have Dawn. There's an alliance brokered, obviously, from us seeing the scenes of last season of her on the ships and whatnot. And we've seen Varys. We knew Varys went to Dawn to broker some type of arrangement, deal, agreement with Daenerys. So we'll have them in league. So there may be some scenes in Dawn as well, mustering of the troops or things of that nature. Very interesting. She's gathering her forces. She has a strong hand. Tyrion Lannister, one of the most cunning minds in the whole landscape. Tyrion is a very, very wise individual. And Grey Worm's right by her side. Miss Sunday, very strong counsel. Varys, of course, there as well. So, she's on her way, and it doesn't look good for King's Landing. Will we at some point have a sacking of the city? The taking of the city, will that happen in this season? Or will the drama just continue to build around that plot point? And of course, she has her 3 dragons, It will be very interesting to see how King's Landing could ward off the attack of 3 dragons. I don't see how they could last, because all you have to do is just, cut off their supplies. That's it. No one's going to be bringing in supplies of wheat and barley or whatever else, cheese and vegetables that they could survive for X amount of days. That's all you have to do. Rope the city off, cut off the supplies, and, you have the same scenario in the history when Stannis was held up at, was it Storm's End, I believe? And, Robert told him to hold the fort. He held the fort, and that's when Davos, the Onion Knight, snuck past the blockades with onions and some meat and saved the day. But I don't think there will be no one sneaking past, Daenerys' forces. So Cersei is in trouble, And actually, that kind of makes me a little sad, because I've grown to like Jaime because of his newfound humanity and change of heart. He's a little bit more balanced now. And then of course you have Bronn, the witty, skillful mercenary. Bronn is like the Game of Thrones version of Deadpool, the merc with the mouth. Bronn is Bronn is that. He's that man. He's the man. So they are also at King's Landing as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how that scenario plays out. And then also you have the drama in the north. the North is shaping up to be a very interesting place to be. You have the impending threat of the Night's King and the White Walker army. And, so you have drama with that. Which way will they approach? Well, they have to, not which way will they approach. They have to come through the wall. But there are magical spells cast on the wall, according to the history. So how will the wall be broken? And once the wall is broken, the men in black, the Night's Watch, well, how many of them will be killed off? Will they flee to the other strongholds in the north, bringing grim tidings of the White Walker army? So you have that whole scenario, and then you have the scenario between Jon Snow and Sansa, young Sansa Stark. Drama between brother and sister. Jon's rule is more of a military rule. Sansa, of course, being a female, has the cunning and gentle touch and more of a cerebral, opposed to a outright military man, a staunch, stern military fighter, seasoned veteran. So the conflict between them, between how the North shall be galvanized and ruled and things of that nature, you can see some drama coming from that particular situation. And then you also have Littlefinger. Will he continue to burrow like a maggot into Sansa's mind to corrupt her and to poison her against Jon Snow? Very interesting. We will see how this plays out. So there is a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to this coming season. Now, of course, we're hearing that the episodes will be cut from 10 to 8. And this will be for the next 2 seasons, I believe. So we'll see how that plays out. So once again, I'd like to just thank everyone for listening. This is our first Game of Thrones podcast, Volume 1. If you have suggestions, comments, visit the page. Well, you're already visiting the page, of course, if you're listening to this. Subscribe. Leave your comments, questions, anything, topics that you want to discuss for upcoming podcasts. And, and we'll just keep going from there and increasing in our talk of the upcoming series or season. Thank you for listening. Once again, I'm Lord Sice, and I'm out of here. Peace.